What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Black Man Unfiltered Network. Get your popcorn ready. Ladies, get your glass of wine together right now. Sip it, because we're about to take you on an emotional journey that you've never been on in your life. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to be mad, you're going to be happy, you're going to agree, you're going to disagree, and that's what Black Man Unfiltered is about. We want all of you to have a voice, and this is the place where voices are heard. So thank you guys, because we're going to have the conversations that nobody else wants to have, and we're going to come to a medium, we're going to come to solutions, or we're going to agree to disagree, but you're in the right place to do it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I want to introduce you guys to all the shows that's on the network coming up on this next slide. Peace!
What's up, people? This is the Black Man Unfiltered Network. This is the one-on-one sports show. I am Dante.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Shawnee.
And so we're basketball heavy tonight. As you can see, the cup at the top, we got the, and Shawnee's going to give some rules or whatever when it's time to have that debate. What's going on? Appreciate you for checking in. And we are going to, basically we're doing this to have this debate, have a talk, and then we are not really going to really bring this up again. This is the topic.
Get out their system.
Ever, but we're going to dead it after this. So however you feel, get your topics off, call in, get in the chat, holler at us. What's going on, Jay? we going to get to that, Jay. We going to get to that. We got that. Well, since it's basketball focus, and with the conference finals, there's only 2 teams left, so it's a little bit of a lull. So it's a little bit of time to get this off, and then I'm actually going to get my prediction because I've been going back and forth. I can say it. I'm trying to make the pick and stick to it before the tip-off. So.
Yeah, that game starts at 8 o'clock today, right?
Yeah, that one, yeah. It's coming up. It's fast approaching. What's going on, big bro?
Yeah, I was looking at the game yesterday, and one thing I noticed, because I noticed a couple of years ago, there was a debate about whether or not can Jimmy Butler be the best player on the championship caliber team. Can he actually lead a team to a title? And a lot of people was always saying, nah, he can't be the number 1, but he could be the number 2. Some people are even talking about he's the number 3 if you was teaming him up with somebody like a LeBron and Wade. But what I've noticed, especially, he really got to shine in the bubble, especially in that finals.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs lately, Jimmy Butler, that dude can close just about as good. They're probably, as of now, on a more consistent basis, especially in the playoffs, better than anybody else in the NBA right now. As far as just closing, he will literally put the heat on his back.
Yeah.
And he doesn't go by 3-pointers. He just goes straight. He will post them up, just do whatever, but he'll just get you all in the mid-range game. So when I'm looking at him last night, I'm like, man, this dude can be the number 1. Because it's not like, I guess everybody now is so used to expecting teams to have these superstar laden teams. You got to have at least 2 superstars. Now some of them are talking about 3.
Yeah.
But with Butler, he can get on. If you put him on a good team with a good coach, just like any championship team needs. So it's not asking like for something outrageous. He's on a good team. He are well coached. Yeah, they have one. I believe Spoelstra was named one of the 15 greatest coaches of all time, which surprised me. But he has everything in place. So I'm like, when I'm looking at what Jimmy Butler's doing in these playoffs this year, it kind of just solidified because I've seen him doing it in the postseasons past recently. I was like, yeah, this dude can be the number 1 and potentially lead. Because the way he closes ball games, right now he does that better than anybody in the NBA right now during these playoffs.
Yeah, and efficiency, like they were talking about it today, and they dropped it down. And that was just like outside of 3-point attempts, he's shooting 59% from the field. So that means that's everything from anything inside of 3-point range. That means his mid-range jumper. That means, at the rim, like they were saying, that's like that's what a big would shoot. That's why, like DeAndre Ayton and guys like that, the guys that are at the rim are supposed to be that efficient. But before I get on to my point, man, I'm gonna talk to a few people in the chat. I see we ain't signed. I see you said LeBron is not even top 5. We're gonna get to that in just a little bit. Jay, I see you repping your Heat. Marcus, we're gonna get into everything as far as the Mavs. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get my pick and I'm gonna drop a hint. You might like it, you might not. I don't know, man. I'm still trying to make my mind up. I appreciate y'all love wins. I appreciate you said MJ scored at the mid-range and at the rim. He definitely did. I see we ain't signing. I see you got Boston in 7. I see I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I think I'm gonna roll with the Heat. Johnny was leading it off with talking about Jimmy Butler get disrespected. People were mad last year when he got 3rd team All-NBA and Jason Tatum didn't. And it's like we're seeing it like, hey, bro, Jimmy Butler is an All-NBA performer. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and say if you performing like this and you about to lead to a team to the finals again, you are a superstar. And what it is, and I'm glad he's doing it in the way that he is because he's not relying on the 3. Tommy B, I see you. You said Miami down Lowry. They definitely are down Lowry. And I see you said you was gonna shut up. Hold up. We're gonna tell that said that Brian, hey, gotta stop. It does, like, I think everybody should be respected as far as the all-time greats. And we had a good conversation with it last year and last week. But it's definitely, you got to give people their respect and just not tear the other people down. And hey, the winning circle. Hey, look, they proved it to me. I kept saying, hey, this team, that matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie, last series, I picked with my heart. I picked with my heart 2 times, and I wanted to see the story of Memphis go on and win, and I wanted to see Joel Embiid, prove it wrong and go on and get to the East Finals, but it just didn't. It didn't happen. The Heat were a better team. But the thing is, I'm hoping that the league learns. The league is a copycat league. I hope they learn. Hey, look, I can have a guy, and I can depend on him and him not being a 3-point shooter. But what does Jimmy Butler have? Tyler Hero. He's got the Vincent guy. These really undrafted second
Vincent is the reason why they're not missing Lowry right now.
Yeah, and you got other shooters, and then you got Lowry as the playmaker. And I know, I'm sure that's what Tommy B was alluding to. Hey man, Al Horford wasn't there, and neither was Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is bigger than Al Horford as far as listening, because I know he had those big games last series. Hey man, that's not who Al Horford is. Al Horford is 35, and just a little bit ago, he was on the OKC Thunder, and they was just like, we're gonna try to trade you for an asset, but nobody wanted him. But you put a veteran guy like that with the right situation, and it can work. Because I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was washed. I thought he was finished. I didn't see the Celtics getting this far. I'd had discussions where I was like, man, I had trashed the Celtics before, because it was just like early in the year, it didn't look like it was happening. About January, they just turned it on. So they actually made a good call with the head coaching call, getting Udoka. And it's like the Celtics seem to be the team that just keeps knocking on the door. But I think the Heat are a better overall team. And I feel like they pull it off. And yeah, Max Struss and Gabe, they're the reason, that and the fact that Duncan Robinson, although he getting paid that 90 million, he can't defend. They keeping him off the floor. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him get moved. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get moved this summer. But that's like a complete team, man.
Yeah. Horford would have his hands full with Bam.
Yeah.
So right now, with the Celtics, they have, I believe, Smart. Smart has an injury.
Smart is hurt, but I haven't heard that it's gonna keep him out long term. Horford, COVID protocol, so it's like COVID,
that's the biggest one, because Horford and I believe some coaches had that COVID protocol, and that COVID, that's always that's the X factor. Especially, it's not as prevalent as it was last season, but it will come up and just sneak in, some series, and look like I think it'll be sneaking in this one, because if Horford, some of the coaching staff, I wouldn't be surprised if some more of the players may actually, may test positive of that, which can change, because Horford going to be out at least game 2 and game 3 maybe. So, they kind of got other stuff off the court, the Celtics, that can really jeopardize them in this, forget just a traditional injury, but they got the COVID thing going on with them. So, but I really think, though, they did good to get by the Bucks, but I really do think the Bucks probably would have had that series. They would have had Middleton. And watching that series, you saw the key spots where Middleton usually takes over at.
Yeah.
And Giannis played like he always play. When he's trying to force something to happen, he's just going to try to go to that basket, and that's when he will start picking up the fouls and stuff like that. So you saw the impact of missing Middleton. So now they're playing against a team that's fairly healthy, minus Lowry. But like I say, Vincent has came in and filled in pretty decent for Lowry. So they playing against almost a full strengthened team now. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go. Because Brooklyn, I don't even really count Brooklyn, because Brooklyn is mostly a one-on-one team.
That was a cake. I think that's part of the reason why sometimes you see teams after that sweep, you've seen it historically, teams that are really good and beat down a team, they go into that game 1, the next series, and they get upset. A la, as we saw over the next 4 games, the 0-1 Lakers ran through the West, ran up against the Sixers, who just came out of a game 7 and was battle tested, came up and snuck them. Then the next 4 games, they dominated them. But it's just like that happens, and the Celtics got caught off guard. That and the fact is, I'll stand on it. 22 of 50 from 3 in Game 7. When they're not doing that, they're gonna get beat. If Grant Williams is not playing like a number 3 option, they're gonna lose. Banking on that, and you got Brown, you got Tatum. Like I give Tatum is another guy I didn't respect. Hey, he did his thing. So it's kind of like, hey, who's gonna do it? Because Giannis, like we was just mentioning, hey man, he's the first player with 200 points, 100 boards, and 50 assists in the series. Like the game Jason Tatum had in Game 6. You want to give it the hype and the praise, but he wasn't the best player on the floor. That was Giannis. I think Giannis had 44 and 20. So it was like he gave it his. And so, like you said, it was literally, hey, man, they didn't have Middleton, and they just ran. They ran out of it, and they got super hot. I mean, and the Bucks came out on fire that first quarter, and I was like, oh, it's going to be a game. Then I looked up, and I was like, dang, it's a blowout. And I'm not going to – I know they're getting ready to come in. We're going to talk to the Jordan LeBron thing. But I got to touch on the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Ties into it. Hey, man, why was everybody endorsing that Pat Beverly? I'm going to call it, and please forgive me, that clown shit. Like, hey, that was – what it did was, I guarantee you, Fox or ESPN, he's gonna get a correspondence job. I can guarantee you that because his career, I don't know how much time he got left. Probably a couple of more years. He helped the Timberwolves and with their attitude and everything defensively. Even though, like sometimes I believe Russell Westbrook, he do a lot of running around, but he's a good player. He's been an all NBA defender. But for him to come up there and like attack, and that's the thing about the superstar conversation. When we have that, remember about the superstar conversation. Who are we talking about when the Suns lost? How much we got somebody to come up and talk about Chris Paul, not Devin Booker.
Exactly. Devin Booker was just hanging low.
He's not a superstar, and it's like that's you say he spoke some truth. I mean, I'll say this: Chris Paul is a guy that he's 37, and anybody that's played defense in the NBA or anybody that has seen it over time, they're gonna diminish, they're gonna slip.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, and then, but my thing is, as a union man, you're gonna come out and say that this man is a union chief and he gets calls, and then you're gonna attack your union. Do you think they're not gonna come and bring that up? Why would you bring something like that up for them to? Because the CBA is coming up soon. Adam Silver already scheduled and talking about players missing games. So I think professionally he did that wrong, and just coming at it from the standpoint like you talking about this man like he not top 75 all time. And I do think when there's a star, whether it's a star, anybody in the league, there's a certain baseline level you got to talk to him about. And we learned that from the Kwame Brown situation. As a base level, you and I, we had his show and we not talking about it. You said he ain't that guy. I mean, he's a very efficient point guard. He's led a team to the finals as he did last year. He's a multiple-time All-NBA, and I think he's a 7-time first-team All-Defensive. So as far as point guards, when you stack it up, there's not a lot of guys
right there.
over him. And I did have a bit of a problem with him coming at like that when we talk about making a list. Like he came out and said, hey, when he played him in the camp, he busted him up. When I heard that on Stephen A's word, I said, okay, this confirms what I thought. This was very personal. But the Suns did put themselves in that position. Chris Paul, call him unlikable, floppable. Man, get him on him for hitting people in the nuts. That's something that he just doesn't get great for and gets to be in the Allstate commercial and be Cliff Paul. Be mad at him for that. But as far as talking about his level in the game, as far as a player, hey man, he had an off night. But we also got to stop when guys lose. We got to stop, crapping on them when they lose. Like people were trying to crap on Giannis and then when they lost, it's like, bro, look at his stat line. Look what he did this series. He put in his all, and he gets some leeway because look what he did last year. So it's kind of like, and then I know the Warriors, man, that's going to be a good series. I really think them and the Mavs, I know some people were picking it. They're just going to blow them out. It is kind of one of those deals. I felt like the Mavericks, with their lack of size, I didn't think they was going to beat Phoenix, and I was proved dead wrong. Spencer
that game 7 was just it was just a freak by nature.
I think that was a freak by nature, but I do think they match up better with the Warriors. And like the Warriors, I don't know, man. Yeah, he said he gets tortured in the playoffs. I mean, he loses a lot of games, like a lot of heartbreakers, like what we was talking about with your Rockets when he got hurt. That was a heartbreaker.
Yeah, but a lot of people when I've been said about the whole CP3 thing is they talk about Paul like he is option number one.
Yeah.
Paul is not option number one. That was Booker. When he was with Houston, option number one was Harden.
Yeah.
He was barely option number one with the Thunder. I forgot who was really option. They were just playing good team ball.
Yeah.
And that's really the thing about Chris Paul. People could say what they want about Paul because he lost, so now they just heaping everything on him, saying that he's not that guy. Dude, 37.
Yeah. We ain't signing saying he said he's not championship great. That's the comment right there. And it's I don't get that. I don't get how you can say somebody is not championship great, but they led a team to the finals. They've been to the conference finals, and he spent his entire career in the West, which until this year has been the best conference. So his whole career, like you said, he blew it. So it's like saying that a guy is not championship great. So my question is, when we get to the championship thing, is J.R. Smith championship great? He's gotten 2 rings. One of them he just got him literally because he was on the team and never played. And another time in the championship, he won. He made some contributing plays, but he's also a guy that we know him for this mean, for messing up in a championship game. So it's like I'm putting it in. We got to put it in better perspective about who's a championship guy. Like we know Charles Barkley, when at his time he's top 75, top 50. We know that he just didn't win a championship. We praise Allen Iverson all day for who he is. He just not championship great. Or is it just
it just depends on how people. What I notice about what whole sports debates, it depends on how they feel about that particular individual. Because, like you say, Allen Iverson is a perfect example. But CP3 arguably probably had a better career than Iverson. If you really stack their numbers up like that, he don't have an MVP, but
with you on that.
But CP3, for the most part, everywhere he went, I guarantee you a team will take CP3. I don't care if they already established that point guard, because you know if you get CP3, your team's going to get better, point blank. And in Phoenix, he is not number one. It's Devin Booker. But because he's Chris Paul, and even Chris Paul, he's barely even number 2. I mean, he could be number 2, but sometimes you could argue he's number 3 because it'll be DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
And so he has young bucks that should be stepping up. And he, he'll guide and whatnot. But after this series and the way it happened, as far as he, I guess, didn't have his best game, and the best player on the team has been completely. People don't talk about Booker. I'm like, but that's the best player. But everybody,
you know why?
Because
you know why?
What's that?
Because the short man comes up with the ball, and the short man decides who gets the ball.
Yeah,
but Paul don't bring up the ball to everything. Him and Booker share the ball.
The thing with Booker though, Booker doesn't do anything but score. His only thing, his only contribution is scoring. So when he's not scoring, he's an off night. Defensively, getting other people involved. Nah, I mean, even though if Chris Paul's defense is slip, he competes defensively, and he definitely setting the table and getting people involved. You saw Ayton get much better, markedly better, as soon as Chris Paul showed up.
When I'm saying that Chris Paul is not championship great, I'm not saying he's not great. He's not excellent. He's not one of the best point guards that we have ever seen. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that until you win a ring, you're not championship great. Charles Barkley. I'm from Philadelphia, born and raised. AI is my absolute favorite player on the planet, and I love Charles Barkley. I love Charles Barkley ever since he spit on that little girl when I was a kid, when he wasn't taking shit. I love him. But
Tommy,
he is not championship great. Charles Barkley is not championship
so by
great.
your standard,
Philly love Barkley.
You got to win to be championship great.
BULLSHIT.
Thank you.
Period, dumb as fuck. And I say that because it's so much luck that comes in winning a championship. You out the fucking line. I'll take my Warriors and this is my biggest reason why I put my dig in on Chris Paul. Everybody forgets in 2015, it was supposed to be what they call Lob City. It wasn't no Warriors. The Warriors wasn't on nobody radar except for us out here. Then you got the little motherfuckers that wanted to hop on the train afterwards, but we didn't see y'all motherfuckers when we had, you feel me, Andres. I can go back.
Yeah,
but
Andres Beers.
But even in our run, we had certain players that was hurting the other team, etc., etc. Even when we got to the finals and Kyrie was hurt, and like it's so much luck that goes into it. Goddamn, Giannis just got his ring literally because KD foot is so fucking big. If KD wore one size shorter, Giannis wouldn't have a ring. If Klay don't go down, goddamn Kawhi Leonard and them don't have a ring.
Kawhi Leonard don't have a ring.
This is this fucking first take thing where if you don't win it, then it just means you wasn't good enough. Nah, that's bullshit. Even with Charles Barkley, he ran into Jordan. Jordan stopped hell of people from getting rings.
Yeah,
Tommy B, I was about to say that. I was about to say that.
So I have
Jordan stopped everybody from getting rings, bro. Listen, all these cats, if Jordan never existed, every cat would have got a ring. I'll say that right now.
Are we saying Jordan rings were luck? Because that's what
let me ask you a question, Winside.
Yeah.
So is a Hakeem Olajuwon championship material? Because the only time he won a ring was when Jordan retired.
Yeah, he got two, right? So he's championship.
Both when Jordan was retired. When Jordan came back, he ain't get shit.
Look. We can't do these scenarios. Look.
No, yes, we can. What are you talking about? He played with Jordan the first time. He played with Jordan came back. He didn't win shit either time.
If y'all trying to bring the Rockets thing in there, I'm a Rockets. No, Jordan even mentioned he glad he never saw a team in the finals.
I hate this because all these fans always like to discredit shit. He got two. However, he got it. Right, he got it.
Got to, so
because me with the Rockets, you go back
the one spot and two spot. We're not talking about the other guys, right? Because we're not talking about the Rockets.
I'm still Now Chris Paul been getting since they exited the playoffs. I heard more about Paul than Booker. I'm like, but damn, Booker is number
true.
one. Booker is number one, and then
Chris Paul
is the face. But technically,
Chris Paul is a leader, but your best scorer after the first half of that game, Chris Paul had one, Booker had two.
Yeah, but Booker's not the leader, right? Jordan was the best player and the leader.
Okay, Chris Paul he's the leader, but Booker
he's the leader
is the best player.
Booker is the spear runner. Booker is the spear runner.
It doesn't matter who's the best player. It matters who the leader is, who can lead you, who can. He's the leader.
That's an amoeba to me right there. That thing changes because
actually.
If you go to another team that has the best player on that squad, like you won't, they will be ones that be catching the most heat because they're the best player. Right. If anybody, they'll be doing the scoring.
Yeah, because usually the best player is the leader.
Right, the best player.
Steph Curry. We can go down the line. Steph Curry, Giannis, what's his name? Kawhi Leonard, KD,
Tim Duncan.
That's usually how it goes. That's not how it goes with the team.
Right. So and Tim Duncan, etc. Right. So same thing, right? Tim Duncan's fifth championship ring, right? Tim Duncan wasn't the best player. Kawhi was, but Tim Duncan was the leader. If the Spurs lost that game, Tim Duncan would have got blamed, not Kawhi. But Kawhi was the best leader. He won Finals MVP, right? But it's Tim Duncan's team, right? The leader gets the blame, right? So we saw it in the Spurs in Tim Duncan's fifth ring, right? And you
saw it with Steph. Shit.
Steph got some flanking because they lost to the Raptors and bullshit, but
even though they were triple teaming them.
Yeah.
That's true though.
Well, since we got majority of people here, so I know me and Dante started off with the finals, and we already got like a taste of the debate. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and start this whole MJ LeBron, but first, I know because last week, we had boys all yelling at the mic at the same time, so we got to set some type of ground rules.
Yes, sir.
So basically, everybody, just let the other person speak because for whatever reason, I can't remember any other debate. For whatever reason, the MJ Jordan debate,
cancer,
it just bring out the passion out of everybody.
I mean, my
whole thing about it is if whatever point you're gonna make, have a legit point about because if it's just your feelings about as far as one particular thing, like if I want to hear like legit points, like why is this player better than this and this one, and all that. the feelings thing, nah, man, that ain't gonna fly, man. I want to
y'all done unleash the beast right now. Let me in this fucking house. Y'all done unleash the beast.
So with that, Marcus, the whole since I'm going over the little ground rules on how we want the debate.
Warriors, baby, Warriors.
That whole LeBron crybaby, nah, man. If you go, obviously we know, obviously your side is gonna be anti-LeBron. Give us some legit reasons when we get there instead of the whole crybaby because Draymond. Right, I want to hear legit reasons. So with that, we about to start the debate off, and we're gonna let everybody, let everybody get their point in and whatnot.
It's an easy answer, bro.
It really is an easy answer.
It sounds like it's an easy answer, but whatever's gonna come out your mouth, you're gonna see what everybody got coming up with.
The finals versus Dallas, period, point blank. Now listen to me. If you're going for GOAT, greatest of all time, can't do it. You were outscored by Jason Terry. Jason Terry has never made an all-star game. You can't claim GOAT when you went to a finals and was outscored by Jason Terry. It ain't no argument against that.
So I wanna say something right quick, if I may. All right, now this comes from statmuse.com. So first I want to say this. I don't understand why we have LeBron in the top 5, and here's why. So I want to frame it as qualifications. Right? Magic, Michael, Kareem, Kobe, Shaq, Wade. Everyone has a plus 500 in the finals. LeBron James does not. He is the only greatest superstar that is not 500 in the finals.
How many have as many appearances?
I'm gonna come back.
Right?
I'm gonna come back.
No. But I mean, we're talking facts, right? Like whatever you feel about that, he's the only one that's not plus 500 that we put in the top 5.
But what you saying that we ain't signing? What you saying that you're saying that making the finals ain't an accomplishment at all?
No. We're talking about GOAT level, right? So we got to nitpick. If we're talking about is he the greatest of his generation? Yes, I have no argument there. I'm not saying this.
He's a generational player.
Being the greatest. Hold on, but come on, guys. We said we're not going to cut each other off, right? I'm not saying this. We're not saying this that says because he is the greatest player of his generation, right? But I'm talking about qualifications to be considered a GOAT. You cannot be considered the GOAT when your peers, your superstar peers, your greatest of generation, everyone is plus 500 except you. That's what I'm saying. Because he is the greatest player of his generation.
So we're
Tommy,
does he get any credit?
You go, and I'm gonna piggyback off.
Okay. Does he get any credit for making it more times than him? Because I'm sure if they made it more times than him, then y'all be hollering, "Oh, but they made it more times than he did."
I would not, because I'm what the standard was before. Because in the media, the standard was when Bird and Magic won, it's about winning championships, and that's what Jordan did after, and that's what Kobe did after, and Shaq did after. The narrative changed around LeBron, where it was making the finals was enough, because we never put Jerry West in the same light.
Exactly.
He didn't just make the finals though; he won multiple chips. Like we acting like he made, like Jerry West won one out of like 9.
But I'm not saying he's not the greatest of his generation. We're picking hairs when we're talking about GOAT level.
Exactly.
Because if you want to say he's the greatest of his generation and what he did is fantastic and it's a huge accomplishment, I have no pushback, bro. We're in agreement. But you can't be considered the GOAT or number 2 when you're not plus 500 when your peers are. That's
bro,
all
you
I'm
said
saying.
top 5.
It's not, bro. Yeah, or even that, because everybody else made 7. He made 10, okay, but everybody made 6 or 7. So it ain't like they only did like 3. We're not talking about that, right? And Bill
you
Russell
just said okay,
12.
like that's just like what are we talking about? He made 3 more.
Tommy, you're just proving his point more, Tommy.
Bill Russell's not even top 5, and he won 12 of them.
Okay.
Oh no, no. Hold on, they off they rocker with that one. Just people don't know their history.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in because just to start off, my belief is I believe Jordan is the GOAT, but I respect what the hell LeBron has, and I put LeBron number 2.
Okay, we're not talking about respect and GOAT.
No, I'm just saying. Like I said, I've got Jordan as my GOAT, but LeBron number 2. When it's all said and done with him,
you got Bron over Kobe.
Yeah. When it's all said and done, LeBron, he will be. It depends. Like, we ain't signing. What is your? Because you talking about LeBron and his. When you go like that when you take that route that you did, LeBron and his finals appearances and his plus minus whatnot, you gotta go the whole thing. Who was LeBron? There was a dynasty that LeBron was going to, that was going to get the later part of
those. Yeah, stacking his team.
Jordan's Bulls was the dynasty.
Right.
Magic Lakers was the dynasty. That wasn't LeBron. He was going up against that dynasty, and when he was going against them. They gave themselves a steroid shot when they got KD. So you got to go, if you're going to take that route, you got to go look at the whole picture when you look at that one. But with LeBron, him making what? Eight or nine straight? 8 or 9 straight? I can't remember.
But hang on 1 second. That was my second point. I didn't get a chance to finish. When you look at his peers, Magic, Kareem, Shaq, Kobe, Jordan, they were the monster. Right? LeBron James wasn't the monster. He wasn't the person to build a dynasty and dominate. He had to leave and go to Miami. And even in Miami, they were never able to three-peat. Kobe, Jordan, Magic three-peated.
Yeah,
right. It was never ever to be. So that's also a mark against him because his peers were able to create a dynasty.
But just like what Tommy brought up though, that 2011, that right there, because they should have beaten the Mavericks. But that right there was a huge.
But Jason Terry, JJ Barea, all these guys.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for what happened when they played against the Spurs. Because at that time, the Heat and the Spurs was neck and neck.
But hold on, if your peers can build dynasties, your peers of GOATs or GOAT level players can build dynasties, you cannot. That's also a mark against you because he again cannot build a dynasty like his peers did.
It's a different game, bro. It's a different game. Different time.
Hold on, we ain't started. I want to hear somebody else.
All right, okay, sure.
Going to 9 straight finals ain't a dynasty. I don't care if it's with a single team because let's keep it 100. Fuck this being faithful to a team shit. Like that. That's what we were sold as kids. They ain't faithful to nobody. It ain't good to them. So I ain't mad at him for dipping. Number one. Number two, he was drafted to Cleveland. People that live in Cleveland don't want to be in Cleveland. Period.
Real quickly, let me cut in real quick and let me say, not only was he drafted into Cleveland, he got the previous coach fired for going to his games in high school. That's how cold the boy was. Like, I remember that period. He's 2 years older than me, gone to get off. He was that nice. So go ahead.
And then even Dewayne Wade laughed at him because he tried to get them to come to Cleveland, and they laughed at him.
Mm-hmm.
That's how sorry Cleveland is. Nobody wants to go there. So, yes, sorry he wasn't drafted to Chicago, a city that people love to be in. Philadelphia, where people don't mind being, New York, Miami. He was in Cleveland, bro.
I don't care where he goes. I've never made the loyalty argument because I'm talking about even when he was with the Miami Heat, he didn't build a dynasty there. They only won 2.
He won back-to-back. He won 2 out of 4, but I'm saying he was in 9 straight. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I might be saying it, but wasn't he in like 9 straight finals?
That's what I got.
His first one was with the Spurs when he was with Cleveland, and he lost that one. And then after that, it was the 4 with Miami, and then he went 2 to 3 times with. That's almost 9. Yeah, you're right.
So he spent a decade in the finals. Every single for a decade, his off season was cut short every single year for a decade.
Why is it that when we say LeBron is not GOAT level, that automatically equates to he ain't shit?
I'm saying I'm making because I don't think he's the GOAT, but I damn sure think he's top 5 because you can't name too many other people. Dog, look at the Warriors and how them 4 or 5 years took a toll on them physically going to the finals. This dude did it for 9 straight.
Mm-hmm.
It's levels, bro.
He's
and
not
I ain't even a huge LeBron fan.
He's not better than Jordan. He's not better than Magic. He's not better than Kobe. He's not better.
Jesus Christ, bro! You really gonna say that with a straight face, bro? Like you honestly wanna say
he's not better than Jordan, Kobe, Magic, Tim Duncan.
Show me the 9 years they sat in the finals straight.
This is ridiculous, bro. Like this is a little bit. Like bro,
Poppy, we know you bought knee pads for LeBron. We know you bought knee pads. But let me get real quick with some points. Let me get some points out because we need some order. Because I'm talking to Black Man behind the scenes. We got to get some order real quick, one at a time. Like I said, right on a stretch, right. We both know that LeBron, just like Jordan, they both dominated when they were in the prime on defense, right. The difference is the 9 defensive all teams he made. Guess how many times Jordan won his all-team or all-defensive award? Defensive award, it was Jordan. The 6 times that LeBron made it to the defensive teams, he never won a defensive award. That's another thing. The check marks you can check box off of Jordan. Yeah, well, defense you needed to win championships too, Tommy. Let's not be disingenuous.
No, I'm saying the award is called Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh yeah. Well, they got
LeBron got robbed, by the way, just to let you know. Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
All right, and then not only that, but if you want to go off the checkbox, obviously Jordan has 5 MVPs while LeBron only has 4, right? Okay.
Well, like that's a big difference, but okay.
Bro, you said 4,
that's still a difference. That's still a difference.
Okay, right. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. Okay, y'all can shift. I just did a couple real quick, and then I'll go back to a couple.
Bro, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna go, man. I'm getting kind of sick and tired of the disrespect this man LeBron James get on a daily basis, man. Because nobody listen. The crazy part is my man said that Magic better than LeBron. Like Magic went to the goddamn first take show like a few years back, and he said it out of his mouth. I wish I was him. I wish I was LeBron. I wish I had LeBron game. The man said it himself. But some way, somehow, my man said that Magic is better than LeBron. Okay. You got it, bro.
But Poppy, no one's disputing. We're not disputing that LeBron isn't the greatest of his generation.
The goal is Michael Jordan, bro. I'm not gonna that there is no disputing that. But LeBron James not that far either. Now, for people to saying that Kobe better than LeBron, come on, fam. You obviously I don't know. Yeah, obviously don't watch basketball, bro. That because when
are you talking about statistics?
Don't watch basketball because hold on. I let everybody try and say nothing, bro. Hold on. As soon as Shaquille O'Neal left the Lakers, and the Lakers and Kobe had his own thing, like he won it. What happened? Number 7 and 8 seeds, right? In 1 year he didn't even make the playoff, right? Okay. Ever since LeBron got to the league, the man got the team put on his back, bro. As a goddamn 18-year-old kid, bro. The man, tell me when Kobe took a goddamn team to the finals at 22 years old. Can somebody tell me that? Did that happen? Did that happen? I don't think so, bro.
I remember.
I don't think so, fam.
Yeah, he got swept, right? He got swept.
Is better. Kobe he don't matter. Yo, they supposed to get swept. What do you expect? What do you expect?
It
was the goddamn sports. Again, it was the sports against LeBron. Now, those finals. Hold on, those finals. Hold on, let me continue. Those finals that he won against the goddamn Golden State Warriors. The man wasn't a favorite at none of them finals. He's supposed to lose all of them. He barely got one. That's a great. Do you expect LeBron to be Curry, Clay, Draymond, and KD?
But Poppy, we're not the ones that put that pedestal on him. People on that pedestal on LeBron, bro? They put him on a pedestal before when he got up. Listen. You asked me the question, right? They said they put him on that pedestal that he's supposed to be the next Jordan. Everybody kept saying he's the next Jordan, but he fell short of it. I'm not saying he's not a generational player, but guess what? He also fell short on a few things. Let's not be disingenuous. Let's not just put on the good parts of LeBron.
Didn't I say Michael Jordan was the GOAT?
No, I didn't say you did.
Michael Jordan was the GOAT?
I didn't say you did it. I see how you're moving the goalpost. We didn't say you didn't say that. I'm moving it
when I'm agreeing with you.
I'm not saying, but we're putting the articles in the magazines posted. What are the articles in the magazines posted? This guy's supposed to be the next Michael Jordan. But you and me agree, right, that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. We just say, I understand that LeBron is a generational player for now. For the last 10, 12 years, give or take, whatever. If you want to put it along. I'll put 12. I'll put 12. I'll put 12 or 13.
No, 12.
Like 13.
How you gonna say 12?
13.
How you gonna say 12 when the men went to the final 2007? But okay, you got it, boss. I guess your math ain't right.
Okay, 13, 14. 13, 14.
First of all, you got LeBron James saying during the early 2000s that Kobe Bryant was a better player than him. Kobe Bryant from 20 to 2010 was
that's recorded.
Was the best player on the court during that time.
No,
so let me finish. Let me finish. So first, according to StatMuse, right? First of all, 1 out of every 3 shots that LeBron takes is within 5 feet of the basket. LeBron James shoots 33% at the perimeter at the 3-point. LeBron shoots under 22% in the mid-range. Kobe is a better offensive player, better post player than that power forward.
I don't disagree with that, Wayne Simon. I don't disagree with that. Kobe Bryant is a better.
Guys, let me finish, please.
Shooter.
So
go ahead.
Kobe is a better two-way player. He's a better defender. He has more. He has more all NBA defensive awards than LeBron. And Kobe has 2 shooting scores to LeBron's 1. Kobe Bryant is hands down better footwork, hands down every way, shape, and form a better player than LeBron James. Get out of here. And then on top of that, Kobe Bryant looked at Shaq, who was the most dominant player in history, that's his moniker. I'm not saying I believe that, but that's his moniker. Told that man, F you, get out of here, and I'm still going to win championships more than you. And he did it. That's GOAT level, son. And then in 2010, broke his finger on his shooting hand versus Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul
Pierce.
Still won.
Paul Pierce.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Let me get
we got you.
We got you. We inside. We got
you. Go ahead,
man.
Dante.
Appreciate you. But I'm gonna go on and chime in and give my little bit because this is the point I wanted to make. For starters, it hurts me, and I know like a lot of Lakers fans look at you crazy when you say it, but I had kind of been whispering like, yeah, bro, he's better, bro. Like Tommy B said, look at all he was the dynasty. He was the dynasty. When Kyrie left and he went out and everything, he still went to the finals. You knew what was gonna happen. He was gonna get smacked, but he still went and he was great enough to do it. My thing is, nobody is ever gonna really reach the mantle of what Jordan did. And to be honest, I'm being, I'm playing here. Somebody could win 7 finals MVPs and 7 championships in a row, and they'll be like, well, Jordan's still the GOAT because of whatever. Jordan you situation.
Exactly. Will say this, but the point if another person wins 7 NBAs and 7 finals MVPs and a couple MVPs, I got to pass the torch to that person, whoever passes Michael Jordan.
Jordan got the aura, bro.
My creative player is the GOAT.
Aura of Jordan. The aura of Jordan. Let me finish up. So my biggest problem with the thing with Jordan is Jordan's last game, and I literally have talked to a Bulls fan, and they've said this. Jordan's last game was not the shot against Utah. His last game was in April of 2003. April 16th of 2003 was his last game. And he went out rather just kind of mundane. I want to say they lost 107-87, and I think Iverson dropped 835 because he knew that was Jordan's last game. He was going to put it on him, just like the time when you slip and fall, which I know Pat Bev was talking about. When you slip and fall and they know you ain't got it no more, they going after you. I think Kobe put 56 on his head the last time he saw him. In some Jordans, which was crazy. Yep. But the thing is, hey, bro, 2003, do you know what we was dressing and what we was rocking in? Like, bro, we got to let him go. We got to, and the thing is, we have spent, since LeBron came into the league that October 29th, 03, that's when he came into the league. So they never played at the same time, but we continued to hold them up and bring them up and have a talk. And it's just like, bro, this man is about to be the number 1 all-time leading scorer, and he has over 10,000.
Yes. So breaking records.
He's not what Jordan was. He did not have the career Jordan was. He didn't win the 6 rings. But the same thing I said with Kobe. Okay, Kobe got 5 rings. Jordan won 6. He shot for the moon and he landed on the stars. Leave it at Jordan's the greatest and give everybody else their respect. Give Duncan his flowers. Give, everyone else. And it's just kind of like stop
Iverson,
the dead horse.
all of them.
And that's why I'm glad we had to talk so we can leave the dead horse. Yes, Jordan is the greatest player. He had 10 when they put his awards up and mixed and added them with other players, and like even added up, he has more MVPs, more accomplishments. He did that. He got all those, and I think LeBron is purposely to a little bit of a detriment. He's stacking his individual personal accolades. He's going to be the number one all-time leading scorer, top whatever in assists,
top 10 assists, top 10 rebound.
All longevity. That's LeBron. All longevity, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lord. Now that we're gonna throw an extra wrench in there. Let me ask the people this, bro. When LeBron was in high school, because I've been following LeBron for forever, man. Like he came to New York and play and everything. Yo, when LeBron was in high school, was he being compared to Michael Jordan? Talk about he got nets. He was in the front.
Yes.
Did that happen? Okay. Did they compare? Hold on. Did they compare Kobe? He was the next Jordan. Did they ever say that?
Once he got to the league, but not
once he got to the league.
Yeah.
When he got to the league, he was riding that bench. That's what he was doing. He was riding that bench.
But guess what, Poppy? If you do your homework, Poppy, if you do your homework on Kobe, okay, let's do your homework then. If you remember everything that he was doing, everything he was accomplishing along the way, the 2000s was Kobe Bryant, right? Kobe, Shaq, remember?
Kobe Bryant. Hold on, time out. Del Harris, the coach at that time, says he doesn't start rookies.
Period.
I don't care what Joe Harris said, bro. He was on the bench for 2 years. That's all I know. That's all I know.
That's what the coach said.
It don't matter what. Yo, if you that nigga, you start like LeBron did. If you that nigga, now, hold on. No, Jesse does. Zion Williams start. All the rookies start. Tim Duncan start. Everybody start.
How many of y'all was born like after 87?
I'm
an 88 baby.
Okay. This ain't even a fucking conversation for y'all because y'all don't even know what the fuck Jordan was doing. You was 10. And don't lie to me and say you watched all his games on YouTube because no, the fuck you haven't. So y'all don't
I had the VHS. I had the VHS.
Yeah, like
I watched
like Tommy like Tommy was getting that, but if you watch Jordan, and a lot of people like to do the eye test, you can see now. What I look at it, because Jordan was that dude. I mean, I'm an 81 baby, so I saw him. So, but LeBron has more tools in his bag because he's a freak of nature. And the thing about what Marcus that you brought up about LeBron, they put this crown or whatever because he had the chosen one tatted on his back.
Correct.
They put this on him at what, 16 years old. They put
this, 17, like 17, 16 years old. Yeah.
He lived up to that. That dude was been under that pressure since he came into the league. He lived up to that his whole entire career. So Kobe, when he initially came into the NBA, he was on the bench, but when he started playing initially on the Lakers, that was Shaq's team. When Shaq left, it became
3 free rings. Don't forget to mention that. 3 free rings. Say that.
Well, with Jordan, it was always his team, but he had hell to get through with the Pistons and the other big timers until he got Pippen, and then things changed for him. With LeBron, he basically Jordan and Kobe, their expectations grew the longer they was in the league. LeBron's expectation was basically put on him as soon as he was drafted.
That's
since
marketing, bro.
Since day one. No, it's not marketing because Cleveland put him up there. That dude was a Cleveland area kid, got drafted to his hometown team.
Oh, we know the NBA set that bullshit up.
They put that boy on a pedestal.
Tommy, say it again. Say it again, Tommy.
We know the NBA set that bullshit up.
They set him up, and he was on that pedestal his whole entire career since day one. So I believe,
I 100% agree with you on that one. But for us guys that was actually around, we know the fear Jordan put into other players. I'm talking star players. See, this is the one thing that y'all that wasn't around don't know. Star players would literally tell their players, don't speak to that man. That shit ain't never happened to Bron.
And
they actually used to run up on Bron, whether they should have or not. They had the nuts to run up on Bron. They literally would tell dudes, do not talk to him. That's a different level.
And to piggyback off of that, Tommy.
But what about the
I think I remember. I forgot. I think I did it on a Facebook group or something like that. I believe it was a comment, an NBA player. Players today, because of the time we living in, they don't necessarily fear LeBron, like what Tommy was talking about. Because
they're all
Jason
friends,
Tatum,
dog. We know that.
Jason Tatum is a perfect example. That dude was a kid going to LeBron's camp. So they all have this closer relationship. With
I ain't trying to hear that, bro. Because him and Chuck is friends. Guess what?
They feared that dude. They feared Jordan.
Jordan used to golf with people before games.
Yeah.
But guess what? When we get on that court, don't talk to that man. They call him Black Jesus, the Black Cat, whatever they called him. Yo, don't talk to him. Go check KG's story about Jordan when J.R. Ryder was getting off on him.
KG's a hater, man. We know that. KG's a hater. We know that.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. So KG started getting on J.R. Ryder. Oh, dog, you getting him, blood. Start killing him. So he out there doing his thing. So Jordan goes up to J.R. Ryder and go, oh, that's what your man's talking? J.R. Ryder tells him, no, that's just a young fella, dog. Don't trip off of it. Jordan went in and destroyed that man the whole second half, ran back down, and J.R. Ryder came down to KG and apologized out of breath. He was a different monster, and the problem is most of the people with these opinions, you wasn't around, and half of y'all lie about, oh no, I watched the play. Y'all ain't sit down and watch no fucking 82 game seasons of Michael Jordan. Like, stop the cap. It didn't happen. You wasn't around. You didn't see it. That's cool.
Are we talking about? One second. Are we talking about KG, the same guy that got ran off of the West because Tim Duncan keep putting up on him?
Doing anything, bro?
I'm confused. What?
I'm confused too.
Because, bro, listen. One thing I've heard about this generational players. Yes, you're right, bro. They all friends. They friendly. I hate that. I hate it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hate it. I like when players hate each other. I like it. However, bro, people be hating on that man LeBron for no reason, man. Like, come on, let's keep it 100.
No, I agree with you.
Hold on. Let me check.
Go ahead,
check in real quick.
9 straight finals. Come on, that's it. This is the second best player ever, bro. That's it.
We got it. But I just want to clear a few things up. Like what Tommy was saying, like, yes, bro, they was really scared of Jordan. And my thing is, it's just something that I know a lot of people really saw it in The Last Dance. And I know for a fact Jordan put it out there to remind people, like, hey, remember who I was and how great I was and everything like that.
Yep.
But like they would go to disrespecting players. How are you gonna disrespect the guy that averaged 29.7 boards and six assists? That's literally just crapped all over Kobe and was just like, he got a free ring. Like, no, Shaq was dominant. He had the mismatch, so he got those 3 final MVPs. The first finals, yes, Kobe wasn't quite there, but basically the second finals they were right there, and he was really in his peak. People don't really look back at analytically. He was in his peak at that point.
And Shaq ain't run shit without a dominant guard.
Right. So I want to address something real quick because, like, I'll say this, right? Because everybody loves to discredit those 3 rings Kobe got and say, "Oh, that's not."
They are discredited.
If then when Shaq was with Orlando and he was playing with Penny was nice.
My God.
Penny was one of the top. And see, this is how I know you don't watch this because you're too young. Penny was either top 1 or 2 shooting guards at that time. He was nice and he was better than Kobe at that time. Much better than Kobe. Why Shaq didn't get that ring then?
Because he used to be hurt all the time. Injuries killed him. Injuries killed Penny Hardaway.
My point is this: if Shaq came to the Lakers with 1 ring already, cool. I can say that. All right, cool. Shaq came with a ring on the Lakers, and then Shaq took to the carried him whatever. Like he didn't.
Do you know what Shaquille O'Neal averaged in those finals? Do you remember?
Isn't Shaq the most dominant player we ever seen?
In my era, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, I ain't watched Will Chamberlain, but I'm gonna say
you gotta be quiet, son. You gotta be quiet.
Now, hold on. How much? What was the average? What was the average? He averaged 39 points, bro, and 17 rebounds, bro. So listen to me. Whoever, hold on.
See, LeBron fans always talk about statistics, but when we're talking about,
I'm even a LeBron fan, bro. That's the crazy part about it.
Yes, you are, Poppy. You got his freaking poster and his picture up on your wall.
I don't care about LeBron, my nigga, but respect is respect, bro. Everybody shit
Okay,
on that
nobody said we don't think he's a generational great player. He's one of the top. Right. In my opinion, bro, I think he's top five.
Let me finish asking my man this, yo. Listen, Shaquille O'Neal averaged 39 points, 17 rebounds. Listen, so what I'm trying to say is simple, bro. Whoever was playing the second the Robin to Shaquille O'Neal in those finals, they was going to win those 3 championships. Let's cut that shit out. That Kobe was a major part of the 3P, bro. Let's cut it out. Let's cut it out.
So there's
you would have put Mitch Richmond in there. You would have put Glenn Rice in there. They still would have won. Eddie Jones, they would have won.
All right, y'all do one at a time.
Hold on, there's several articles that did debunk the myth that Shaq carried Kobe, because Kobe actually shined in the Western Conference playoffs, right? When you look at Kobe,
I'm wearing my bulletproof vest right now.
Western Conference, right? He performs better. The East did not have a big man that could contend with Shaq. All the big men were in the West. Again, you still too young, so you didn't see that. When you got to the East,
actually, I saw all of it, brother. What are you talking about?
There's no other 7 foot 300-pound dude that can bang with Shaq in the
Poppy's right outside LeBron's house right now.
Right? There's no other guy that can bang with Shaq in the East, right? But for them to get there, it took Kobe, because Kobe numbers are much better when you look
at
the
man averaged 16 points in the final, bro. Like really, bro? That's like a bench player. You can call average 16 points, bro.
Hold on, y'all.
Bro, it's matchups.
Hold on.
If Phil Jackson, hold on. Just let me say this one point. If I'm Phil Jackson and the East does not have another 7 foot 300-pound man, of course you're going to throw it into the middle.
So we ain't signing for. So I'm trying to follow what you're saying, man, because I don't know. You said Kobe. You said Kobe basically was the number one option both championship seasons. I guess with the Lakers.
I'm saying this. I'm saying that they were equal, 50-50. I'm saying
1A, 1B.
I'm done.
No, not even 1A, 1B. I'm just saying they're equal. Right, depending on the matchup, it was whoever shined, right? So if they had a big guy if they have the big guy down low, then it's going to be Kobe's night, right? Because like when Shaq falls out, right, it's going to be Kobe's night.
So I come to come back with that. Yeah, that's the obvious thing. Yeah, because they both was Kobe was coming to his own. So yeah, depending who they played, depending how the game go, yeah. If the matchup favored Kobe, you will have a better game. The matchup
Kobe's going to be the number one option.
But that's by game basis, based on how the game going, how the matchup is.
No, man, cut this out, bro.
No, I'm just saying.
Kobe wasn't Kobe yet, man. Come on, bro.
Hold on, man. No, I'm not. I'm saying that during them first 3 titles, Shaq was number one.
Yes,
Shaq was the number one option.
I disagree.
Okay.
Talk about 50-50, bro. Really, man? Are we serious?
Poppy, come on now. It's like Superman and Batman teaming up. Basically, they were Superman and Batman teamed up together. That's what it was. 1A, 1B. As Tommy said it. Like Tommy said, 1A, 1B.
Batman and Superman wasn't 50-50, okay?
Okay, you give Batman kryptonite and whoop his ass.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yo, just the fact that somebody say that Kobe and Shaq was 50-50, that you kill your whole argument.
If you want to make you feel better, it would be 60-40. Is that fair for you?
No, more like 80-20. That's the real. That's 80-20, bro. Kobe wasn't Kobe, bro. The man averaged 60 in the final. What are we talking about here, man?
All right, go ahead, Dante.
All right, so IXL, I've been seeing you all day. I've been seeing you in the chat, and I appreciate you supporting. I know you made a lot of comments like, bro, we moved off of it. We basically did it to Jordan LeBron thing. We gave him his flowers and we did on. Now, what I will say is when signing, I appreciate your points and you bringing the stats. I'm all about that. But one of the things that I think you're doing is I think both you and Poppy are both doing similar things. Y'all are diminishing one player to go another one. Hey, bro, you can give people both their credit and their flowers, and you can just move on about the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
We could have named this.
No. We comparing though. That's it. No, we comparing. And listen, anybody with a smart brain, will say that
Dante finish. Let Dante finish.
come on, man. Let me finish my point, man. I'll let you get a lot out, bro. So what I'm saying is we are comparing, and we brought it up, and the reason why Kobe's name came up is because basically we got some slander, and some people think, hey, LeBron is over here, and some people don't. Like, look, another thing that we're gonna do, what I wanted to have with this conversation, hey man, let's stop saying the number of championships you have definitely equals like, hey, you're better than this person. Now, if things are apple to apples, and then the rings come up, then like, yeah, that player had a greater career than this player. But in some situations, man, because if we're gonna go back to that, this wouldn't be LeBron versus Jordan. This will be LeBron versus a picture of Bill Russell. But it's like, let's be real. Everybody can admit.
Bill Russell be at the top of the mountain by himself.
Over everybody.
Will Chamberlain gave everybody that work at that time.
You mean back then when they had like 10 teams?
No, he gave everybody that work, but Bill Russell.
But you can see the eye test and see that. Like, bro, like let's chill on he won this. Like, let's chill on that. Like, yes, Kobe won the 5 rings. LeBron has 4. But look at all the other accomplishments. Hey, man, he's had a better career. And we were talking about defensively. Hey, bro, we know this, and this, for whatever reason, he didn't get the love defensively. Like, what is it? The Marc Gasol Defensive Player of the Year should have been Kobe's. I mean, excuse me, should have been LeBron's.
Thank you.
Should have been LeBron's. But, and as everybody loves prime Derrick Rose, do they not? What happened when
because he wasn't hurt.
What happened when they went to the Eastern Final? No, he wasn't hurt. They put LeBron
and
Derrick Rose invisible. And that was at his peak with the Heat. And it was just like, yo, this is next level. But what everybody, goes back to is what happened next. Rightfully so. Jet Terry outscoring him, JJ Barea, all that stuff. The joking about Dirk and all of that. But it's like that's what it came to. So I'm glad I appreciate everybody in the chat supporting, appreciate everybody's like we getting this. Well, everybody woosah. And we got like a few minutes left. Everybody just get a picks for what they're gonna do in the West.
No, I don't woosah. I've been woosah since the beginning. Puppy needs a bag. Give him a bag.
Dante, Jay want to speak on something real quick. He put on the chat.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. See, my whole thing is like, dude, I already know this whole freaking argument is cancer is all hell. I mean, MJ is no. I've said it before when we first started. This shit was all cancer. In the chat. Yeah, no. I said in the chat before we started. But the thing is, for me, listen, both were amazing to me. I'm not putting one over the other personally. I think Michael Jordan. If I had to pick, it would be MJ. My dad has his old VHSs of freaking MJ. I watched those growing up. I'm a '91 kid. Now, Tommy, you're right. I didn't see all 82 games, but I saw the ones that my dad's gave me. Let me watch to prove to me why this motherfucker is over LeBron. And trust me, I got a good course correction in that, and I came to terms that my MJ is better. So yes, I'm not even mad about it. I'm like, hey man, whatever. I like Wade over all these niggas. I don't give a damn. Me now when it comes to, I've always said this. Did all these stars back in the day? Did they play on a super team? Yes or no? They all did. Want to know why? Because players were actually players back in the day. They knew what their roles was. They knew how to follow the leader on that team and actually play their goddamn positions. Freaking LeBron had Dennis Rodman, who had 2 championships with the Pistons. Nobody even freaking brings that up. He had Scottie Pippen. He had Steve Kerr. Like, bro, he had a super team. And remember, the first, what was it? Hey, guys, remind me in here, anybody who's all MJ fans, the first 6 or 7 years of his career went nowhere until he got. Exactly. Nobody brings that up. Right? Exactly. No one ever brings that up. Like as if he was just got from the start. No, bro, he had to work. Just like LeBron had to work.
That's why I made the point.
He was a freak. He talented himself to get to being a freak. And yes, people were scared of him. Even though he would give other players like their due, which is facts. He gave AI his freaking cookies because AI was a monster. He said he'd have to defend AI because AI is quick as hell. I can still stop him sometimes, but not all the time. So let's not pretend all these guys didn't give him some comp. They gave him some simple competition, but he was still better than them. So it wasn't like this motherfucker could just stomp over everybody. He could stomp on the majority of people, but not just everybody. So I always credit it to the era that they're in because it was much more different and much more tougher, and it was like blood sport. And I know people want to disagree with that. Nah, bro, people take hits to the face and all that. So we got to. It
was like Gladiator.
Players. Exactly, it's exactly Marcus. So it was a little bit. So the thing is, I credit the old school generation, like I said, because they're much tougher. And if we do LeBron in that era, that would tell you everything you need to know. Would it not?
Well, I was
No,
thinking
he
I'm gonna let Poppy go because he asked to go, but I'm gonna come back to that point you just made, Jay.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, first of all, my bad if for all the cutting that's been going on in the panel, but this is like kind of like how we do in New York in the goddamn barbershops and stuff like that.
That's what I said before the show started. It gets so passionate for whatever this
right?
And like it's all love. It's not nothing personal against nobody. We just talk.
Yeah.
Well, this is a man talking.
I love.
Yeah, but look, Jay said a lot of good stuff and a lot of bunch of bull. You know what, bro? Talk about we don't rank. I don't rank one player against another one. What? We rank everything in life, bro. What are you talking about? We rank Coca-Cola against Pepsi-Cola. We rank water, warmer water against Aldi water. I don't know what other store you might go. We rank women. We rank everything, bro. What are you talking about? We don't put against another one. Listen, man. At the end of the day, we all gonna come down. Listen, if you say Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, listen. I can argue that, but however, LeBron's still playing, and let's just say this man some way somehow get 2 more little rings somewhere somehow, and 1 more MVP, Finals MVP. We're gonna put that man on top of the mountain, fam. There is no way you can keep that man off the top of the mountain. Let me guess. Let me guess. Y'all gonna come out with another excuse? Well, he lost 6 times. He got 6 rings. He lost 6 times. No, bro. If that man some way, matter of fact, no, I say he got to win 2 rings because he at least got to match the goal. Because you know what I hate when people bring championships, like my man Dante say. Because if it is about championship, we got to pull Bill Russell. He got 11. Right? But guess what?
The same Bill Russell played 10 teams.
Y'all got to chill on that laughing on, man. That's my fella from Oakland, man. We ain't taking that disrespect. That's 11 of them.
No. Listen,
and he was a player.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't got Bill Russell on my top nothing, bro. He was playing against farmers and mailmen and Amazon Prime delivery guys. That don't count, fam. Sorry.
Y'all so full of shit with that bullshit.
I never heard that argument. Tommy, I'm not on his side, but I've heard people make the argument. This is just me, and I don't care for it. But they say no one-dimensional player could ever be in the top 10 just because of what he was doing. Because Michael was just better, and I've heard people use that argument about Bill.
Yeah, he slowed down. My man, he slowed down Will Chamberlain to like 40 points per game. That's what he did. That's what Bill Russell did.
How many rings he slowed Will Chamberlain down to? I'll wait. Exactly.
Yeah, Bill Russell. Hold on. Bill Russell. Listen, the things that Bill Russell was, he's 7 Hall of Famers. Will Chamberlain, he was by himself. So I think always gonna be a great player. You know that.
That's why I hate talking to young people about basketball. Now Will Chamberlain's by himself. All right, dog.
Yes. What? Yes. He was by himself. Nobody from those teams made to the Hall of Fame.
So, Jay, I wanted to come back when you was making a point basically about today's players not being able to play. Back in the 80s was tougher than the 90s as far as physicality, but just in both of those generations, I think they can, because basically they will, like, I just leave that LeBron, an iconic player that LeBron is right now. LeBron's just physical attributes, if you're going to put LeBron, take him as he is now and put him back then, his physical attributes alone would give the 90s dudes a fit.
LeBron is soft as shit.
They would have no, I mean, it would be like Jordan on steroids because he's bigger than Jordan, but just as fast and all this. And with those players, you can't really, this is the era they just happen to play. And the NBA made those rules changes because back then, basketball, like the players today are more skillful than back then because the NBA, like, we don't want this to be no damn football game. Y'all here tackling each other basically, especially when the Pistons was doing their thing. So they softened it up, but you see more skill. Like if you put Curry in the 90s, they won't have a clue what to do with Curry because they didn't shoot threes as much as they do.
Well, yeah. If you're talking about the exceptions, to me, the exceptions, I don't know if Tom B will agree with the exceptions would be LeBron, Curry. You know what? I would throw Giannis in there too. I think he can fit with the big guy over there.
Jay,
so, go ahead.
Any of these players will be able to play because they would be trained to play that way.
Exactly.
See, thank you. in the
Well,
same
yeah,
way
and I
we saw
remember they
trades
have a
back then
3-point
coming.
line. I remember, yeah.
No, I'm saying they would have been played. They would have been trained to play that type of basketball. They wouldn't have been trained to play the way they play now. So when people say that, they're wrong because these players were trained to play the way that they play now. They weren't trained to play the way they do in the 80s. If they were trained to play the way they do in the 80s, they'd be built that way to do that.
And
So I want to
say
say something. When we talk about the 90s, so hold on. When we talk about the 90s and even the early 2000s, right? We got to, like David Stern made the point to make the game a bit more faster for international customers. So they reduced the level of defense. So if LeBron James Curry was playing in a 90s defense, hand checking, right? They're not going to score the way they score now, right?
No.
They're not going to score the way they're going to score now because they reduced the level of defense so it can be more palatable for the international audience. Right?
That's true, we ain't signing, but think about this. Name one point guard from back then that moves any way any of these point guards move now.
No.
They walk the ball up slow as fuck. They back to the basket.
I'm not saying they're skill, but I'm saying you're not with the defense.
Hold on, Rick. We ain't.
Hold on.
I can't hear you, real son. You're staticky.
Yeah, you're static.
Yeah, you
but it looks
off,
like
sir.
but on that note though, fellas, we coming up against the time right now.
Oh, okay.
At 8:15, Walker coming up, just snuck up on us. Oh, they said okay, they're gonna give us 5 extra minutes. Okay, cool. So we ain't signed. Do you got a better signal? 'Cause I want you to finish your. Oh, he jumped off. Oh,
He
okay.
dropped off.
He might
But,
come back.
But see, the problem with what he was saying is two things. Like I said, number one, you would be trained to play that type of way. Number two,
I agree. Yeah,
somebody like Curry would stretch that defense so crazy that it would be something they never seen before if he was allowed to do it. Because of course back then they wouldn't even allow him to do it. But if he was allowed to do what he do, that it ain't a defense back in them days that was ever stretched out all the way to half court ever.
What they were shooting about maybe 15 threes a game back then.
Yeah, and so my problem is, and this ain't no shot at nobody because I don't know nobody's background, but when you talk to people who haven't hooped or don't really know hoop like that, a lot of people don't even fully understand what Curry's shooting does as far as to a defense, as far as how it opens up his teammates, etc. Exactly. Yeah. He pulls the gravity of that defense. Like he literally makes your defense elastic. And
he opens up the floor.
You are absolutely right, man. I play ball, so I know.
Somebody that literally walks up the floor backwards, like they posting up. That's what their point guards used to do.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Tommy. When I play ball, so I know what time it is, man. And to answer the question real quick, can LeBron can play in any era. Look how the man is built. And I know
he can play in any era. Of course he can.
That's one thing. That's one of the few things I don't like about LeBron. He complain a little bit, but trust me, he would adjust it. He would adjust it, and he would have murdered on those errors. Though he would have killed on those errors.
Yeah, that's just
you really think so? You really think so?
I know. Look how fast they make
faster than the point guards did back then.
Bingo. Go ahead.
He said it moved faster than the point guards.
So are we giving our final remarks or?
Yeah. Okay. We got like 3 more minutes left. Yeah.
I just needed an answer to that because I hear that argument a lot. If he was in a different era, and I seen how those guys play back in the old days, and I'm like, I think it's not even a contest. Like I just throw Giannis in there, and they would just be stunned by what the hell he could do. Yeah, he's taller than those freaks.
It's just like what Tommy
with that handle. That's KD with that handle on that jump shot.
Exactly.
Oh my God,
he will be a nightmare. They won't know what to do.
45 per game.
Now, Tommy, with that, I say the closest comparison. Well, I don't want to say the closest, but kind of because he wasn't there in height. Scottie Pippen. I don't know.
Yeah, he was about to he was like the
but Durant got what? Scottie by what? 4 inches, 3 inches.
Durant's a 7-footer.
Exactly. So I'm the only one I could think of somebody who is kind of like that lean like LeBron is Scottie. It's the only one come to mind. But Durant's skill set would give them hell. They got this 7-foot dude. They used to 7 feet being nowhere, only in the paint. Meanwhile, you got this 7-footer coming out like a pure guard, can shoot just as great as Curry. So
I think KD is probably the best. Okay, in my opinion, I think KD is one of the greatest scorers ever. In my humble,
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think you get any pushback.
Yeah,
on
I think when it's all said and done, if he stayed healthy, I think Durant can go as the greatest scorer. He has all the skills. Yes. He has all the skills. Yes. Now you just got to put his time on the court.
I put him a better scorer than Kobe and Jordan. Me personally, I put him better.
He has their skills.
Who do you think is better though, KD scoring or LeBron's prime defense?
KD scoring.
KD score.
KD score. Yeah, I would say KD.
How many scoring titles? We got like 4, right? He got 4 scoring titles, if I'm mistaken.
It's like LeBron James, man. LeBron James plays good defense, but I think he's a better help defensive player than more of a straight up defensive player.
He was a dog back then, bro. He was guarding. I give him 1 through 4. He was guarding, and that's solid.
Yeah. I mean, because you got to remember back when LeBron played KD in 2012, you know, KD couldn't do jack against LeBron.
Yeah, I just think
young. KD was still young. He was
young. He didn't know. Yeah, remember, like you got to remember when it was like a baby team gets a season team. And the thing is that was a chance to learn.
So, fellas, we didn't hit that mark, man. We hit that 8:20 mark. Right. So it's time for us to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all for joining. Like we said in the beginning, you know, it's going to be a passionate debate, but like Poppy was saying, man, it's all love. We appreciate y'all for bringing the energy today because we knew it was going to be like this.
Peace out, y'all.
So,
all right, y'all be well. Thank you.
We about to wrap it up and see y'all next week.
Let me get 3. Hey, tell Black Man we need 2 hours next time.
Hey, we do.
Yes, you do need 2 hours.
Black Man Unfiltered Network 101 Sports Show, man. Y'all next week we'll talk more more.